sailor's knots. That's interesting. This rope was handled by the murderers. We need a scent hound to follow their trail.
Ah, see, I knew I was on the right case. I knew it. I knew there was going to be a...
that Lady Brackenstall was tied to.
See, that's why I went to go get Toby. Because I figured I was going to need a hound scent to figure out what was going on. And now, actually, that also answers what happened to the rope. That... Oh, shit. Okay, see that yellow thingy from like 10 minutes ago? Yeah, that's what happened to it. It was on that chair that I, for some reason, completely fucking missed when I was last here. Okay, so now we're going back to Baker Street. Alright, so where the hell... Yeah, right, okay, Toby. For real this time. Come on, buddy. Come on, who's a good boy? Who's a good boy?
We need the best nose.
Yes, you are. You're a good little boo-boo. You're a little boo-boo, little Toby, rubby. Come on, Toby. Come on, Toby. We're going to investigate some crimes. Jesus Christ. Oh, my God.
Search, Toby.
Dude, you totally need to send me a... Wait, do I have you on Instagram? Hey, actually, this would probably be a good time to give an excuse to give everybody who's watching this on YouTube my Instagram. Ah, dude, you know what? You and me were like marketing geniuses. It's a good idea, Rokiri. So yeah, who wants to play in first person when you're playing as a dog, dude? Third person is the shit when you're playing as a dog.
The intruders entered the shed for some reason when they were making off with the silverware.
You know, you know what, Rookery, that brings up a good point. Since you have a 7-month-old pit bull, you know, pit bulls aren't really that bad of a dog. They just got a bad rep because ignorant yo-boy asshole gang members take them and turn them into fighting dogs. They're not actually bad dogs. There's no such thing as a bad breed of dog. It's all about how the owner breeds them. Same thing with parents. There's no such thing as a bad kid. It's all about how much of an asshole the parent is. You know, it's not really the kid's fault if they do something. It's the parents. You know, it's just... And before anybody starts commenting on my attitude, my parents did a fucking great job. Alright? My drinking is my fucking choice. But that's not about me. It's not about parenting in general. I'm talking about dogs. Pit bulls, Rottweilers, German Shepherds, all of them get bad reps because they're like the go-to quote-unquote attack dog. It's all about how they're raised. I've seen Rottweilers, like, I'm talking full-size fucking Rottweilers here, who like play around with toddlers like as if they're puppies. It's all about the context of how these dogs are raised. It's the breeding. You know? So pit bulls, not a bad dog. Great dogs. They just got a bad rep.
The scent leads to the well. I shall check it.
See, I was trying to check all this shit earlier. Why did I need Toby to sniff these things? I already knew, like, hey, well, I mean, obviously there's a murder at a house. Maybe one of the places to check is, like, the fucking woodshed? You know, the little garage in the back? You know, maybe I'm just thinking too quick tonight or something. I don't know.
The intruder's trail is lost behind this wall.
They must have climbed over the wall, I'm guessing.
The criminals left the house through the French window. They walked to the shed, then across to the well, before fleeing by climbing over the wall. I wonder why they chose such a winding route.
Well, okay, here's my theory. They probably went to the shed to get rid of their murder weapon. Let's see if I'm right so far.
Bags of seed, Some empty bags were recently moved. This old
what's in here?
suitcase sounds hollow. It must be empty.
Okay, nothing in there, obviously.
Small gardening tools. Nothing of great interest.
Okay. Well, so far, oh, this might be useful.
This
Let me take
hook
that.
might be useful.
Ah, see, he agrees with me. See, it's good when a game is like, you know, on the same page as the person playing it. That's, and not because the developers wanted it to be, but well, maybe probably the developers didn't want it to be. All right, so what's in here?
There's something glittering at the bottom there, but how can I reach it?
Well, Rookery, that just proves my point. Dogs with good breeding are great dogs. And you and your family are obviously breeding your pit bull perfectly. You know, that's always good to hear. Yeah, let me get rid of the bucket for a second. Let me just attach the hook. Let's see what let's fuck around with a hook. Oh shit. What is this?
Silverware. This is hardly a coincidence.
Oh, well, that explains where the silverware from the empty box went. The hell is this?
The Brackenstall coat of arms. It appears that we have found the stolen silverware.
You know, actually, Rookery, that's actually a good point. Fun fact, cartel members would actually take cocaine and put it in burlap sack. I mean, this was back in the day, like in the 20s, when they used to smuggle this shit. I know, they've been fighting the drug war for like 100 years now. Anyway, they would take the cocaine and put it in burlap sacks and dump them at the bottom of like lakes and oceans and shit. And then they would. So you got a good point. It's a good point. It's good. That's okay. I know it wasn't actually coke, but it's you know, that was good thinking. It's good thinking. They're those cartel guys. They're tricky bastards. See, robbery is confirmed as the motive for the crime. The criminals might have plans to return for the silverware. They don't. Well, if they do come back for the silverware, at least now they'll know it's in the well. It was in the well. I guess we're on to them now. Imitated robbery. The robbery could have been imitated to explain Sir Eustace's death. You know what? I'm gonna go with that. I think someone else threw the. Ooh, you know what? Maybe his wife killed him. Bless her heart, because self-defense is totally okay. Probably killed him and made it look like a murder so that she wouldn't get deported back to Australia, because I'm pretty sure they deported criminals back then. Then again, Lucas Zanner. Shout out to Lucas Zanner. You know what I'm talking about. So she's afraid she's going to get deported for killing her husband in self-defense, so she hides the silverware in the well to make it look good. You know, that's probably what it was. Wait, Sir Eustace was... Now I'm actually going to read the thing. Sir Eustace was murdered by the one person who was visiting that night. It was he, or maybe she, lesbians, who tied up Lady Brackenstall. He is tall and strong. Well, I guess maybe... Oh, it was a sailor's knot. Maybe it's a... Okay, now everything went blue because I changed my opinion. But yeah, it was a sailor's knot, so maybe it was a... It was a... Fuck, I'm in the mood for a crab cake. That's not a sexual reference. I mean like an actual crab cake. I mean like crab meat. God damn, I could go for a crab cake. Maybe I'll eat some seafood or something. I'm sure there's like fried fish I can fry up. That's not weird to eat in the middle of the night. I love eating weirder things in the middle of the night. Some ramen noodles might be a... Oh, yay, an analysis. Good. Yeah, another puzzle. Let's do that. Fuck me.
We found your silverware, Lady Brackenstall. It had not been taken very far.
Is that true? I am very thankful to you, Mr. Holmes.
Your ladyship?
Wait a minute. Something's afoot here.
We found your mistress's silverware.
Oh, that's good news. You really are as clever as they say.
Indeed.
Yes, indeed. Yeah. Alright, now, let's... Wait, hold on. Maybe he has something to say about this. Lestrade? What the fuck's going on here? What do you have to do with this silverware? Are you a suspect? You were here last night.
Inspector, I have recovered the stolen silverware.
You are a wizard, Mr. Holmes. And where is it?
In the garden.
You're a wizard, Holmes.
Unique, isn't it?
Rather absurd. What is the point of stealing silverware and then throwing it down into a well?
Perhaps it was used as a temporary hiding place. Or simply the thieves wanted to get rid of it. It is up to us to solve this mystery.
He looked right into my fucking soul when he said that, people. Holy crap. Talk about breaking the fourth wall. Whoa. Yeah, so let's examine the rope.
Let us see how the rope was cut.
Oh, that should be easy.
The fibers at the end of the rope are smoothly cut. Let us try to find out what tool was used to cut the rope.
Let's use a knife. I think it was a knife.
If I cut the rope with a knife, it matches the original.
Well, shit. I wonder who carries knives. Sailors? Boosh! The rope was cut once with a sharp knife and tied quickly in sailor's knots. That could indicate that the intruder had a sailor's background. Called it. Let's see. The person who was visiting that night was probably a sailor. Durr. Yeah, let's go look for a sailor. Where can we find a sailor? Let's see. Let me get pen and paper here. Alright, option 1, there's docks. Option 2, bars. Option 3, red light district. By the way, this isn't all in order, any particular order. Just, see where else. Maybe an aquarium. Oh, fuck it. Let's just press the X button and see what that tells me. Rock of Gibraltar, 1893. The name of the ship and the date of the lady. Alright, let's check the archives. I'm pretty sure I can narrow it down for Toby. Rock of Gibraltar, a bulk carrier from the Adelaide, Southampton, London line, Cunard Building, James Street, London, has returned from a 6-month voyage through India, New Zealand, and Australia. The ship brought to England Miss Mary Fraser, the heiress of the Fraser family owning land and tin mines in Australia. This reportedly beautiful young lady is presently, everything's blurry, engaged to Sir Eustace Brackenstall, one of the wealthiest gentlemen in Kent.
Here it is.
I'm not going to read that twice.
The shipping company, the Adelaide, Southampton, London line, and its address. Interesting. It must be the place where they keep the records, including the one for the crew of the Rock of Gibraltar.
I think that if you pretend you're from Scotland Yard, they'll give it to you without any problems.
But I have another solution. I'll call in the specialist.
I know who he's talking about. Wait, yep, I know who he's talking about. I said, yet again, knowing what I'm talking about.
Wiggins, could you come upstairs, please?
At your service, Mr. Holmes.
I need a register, my young friend. If you could borrow it, there will be half a guinea for every one of you. I need the crew list of the Rock of Gibraltar in 1893, and their current employment.
I'm straight on it, Mr. Holmes.
Do you really think they'll find it, Holmes?
My secret police is better than the Yard in many ways.
Here it is,
Damn.
Mr. Holmes. But we can't take it back. It's too risky.
Put it on the table. I'll take care of it. Good work, young Wiggins.
Where's the table as you put it on, Wiggins? Oh, of course.
This list shows the senior officers of the Rock of Gibraltar, on which Lady Brackenstall and her maid made their voyage. Lady Brackenstall does not know anyone in England. This must mean that someone on this list is our mysterious visitor.
I'm pretty sure they prefer to be
These
called
are lists
female
of the
assistant.
senior officers of
Not-
the Adelaide, Southampton, London Line ships. Let us find out who was in London upon November the 7th.
Oh wait, you mean Nick LaRosa? That prick? Yeah. Well, this could be it, yeah. No. 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 Not at all. Not this one. Maybe not that one. No. Wait.
This officer is still at sea, therefore he cannot be involved.
Well, shit.
This list shows the senior
Yeah.
This list
Yeah, okay, yeah.
This officer was on a ship that sailed half a month ago. He wasn't in London at the time of the crime. I do not think that this sailor has any connection to the case.
Well, bugger me.
I do not think...
Wait a minute, Henry. Alright, let's move on to the next page.
Mr. Jack Crocker was in London upon the date of the crime, and he is due to depart in 2 days.
John Jacob Jingleheimer Smith.
Is still at sea.
His name is my name too. Whenever we go out, the people always shout, "Please put your fucking pants back on." La 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 la.
Therefore, he cannot be involved.
That takes care of him. William Partridge of the Partridge family. And then there's that guy. Okay.
Captain Jack Crocker is our mysterious visitor. He was the only one around at the time of the murder.
Alright, let's get Crocker in here to confront him. I think.
This Crocker, do you think...
It would be interesting to meet him. Our young friend should be able to find him.
Apparently, I haven't
I
completed
can't
the...
leave yet. I must talk to Captain Crocker
Oh,
first.
wait a minute. Okay, hang on. Get Crocker for me, will you? Sonny Crocker. I mean, Jack Crocker.
Wiggins, could you find a way to bring this Captain Crocker here to us?
Here? Holmes, that could be dangerous.
No problem.
It
Mr.
could also be
Holmes.
hilarious at the same time. I've seen enough situational comedies to know that some shit could go down. It'll be fine.
Mr. Holmes, I was informed that you were looking for me, and I'd like to know why.
Yes, it is important that we talk. You will soon understand why. You are acquainted with Lady Mary Brackenstall, are you not?
Yes, I think I do remember her, from when I was first officer, but I still don't see...
It seems your relationship went beyond that of mere passenger and first officer.
How dare you?
Indeed, how reckless a feeling is love, particularly if one is prepared to commit a murder in its name.
Explain yourself this instant.
You are aware that the murder made the headlines of the morning press. You read the newspaper report, but to your dismay, found it much fabricated. Once you learned that I wanted to see you, you came straight away. You needed to know what I had found.
You... and what do you know?
That evening, you were with Lady Brackenstall, despite the danger.
I'm not afraid, Mr. Holmes. Besides, all of this is just guesswork.
You would be right, if there was no evidence.
What then?
Wait, hold on. We can't point out that he's got a really fucking epic beard? Come on. Or a pretty neato hat? Well, he's a fucking sailor. He's a sea captain. Of course he's gonna have a strong beard. I mean, come on. You can't fight giant whales without being strong. Man. It's not an observation. Not to mention, he's probably hung like a fucking donkey. I'm not gay. I'm just pointing out the fact that sea captains, you know, they gotta use something for bait. Oh, there's a knife. Oh shit, there's a knife. He cut the rope. I know it. He cut the rope. He's the fucking killer. Yeah, I know I'm generalizing. What else is there? Come on. They're not going to point out the coat that he's wearing? Probably made out of baby seals. This is Victorian England, after all.
Lady Brackenstall was tied to a chair on the night of the murder.
Well, a lot of women like that. I mean,
You call
that's
that-
right. I said a lot of women. Because they're all secretly, you know... They're all, you know...
Yes, as she was tied with a sailor's knot.
You know what I mean.
Your handiwork.
So, it's a sailor who's done it. That proves nothing, Mr. Holmes. I'm not the only sailor in London right now. Your theory is flawed anyway. On the night of the murder, I was aboard the Sharp. I was supervising the repair of a porthole.
At night.
It was an emergency. There was a leak. You can ask the ship's carpenter. He can confirm.
I'm sure that he can.
Perfect. In that case, we have nothing more to talk about. Good evening, gentlemen.
Wait a minute, where do you get your beard trimmed? Ah, shit.
Holmes, what should we do now? Would you like to check his alibi?
No. There is no doubt that these men will testify in his favor, and there will be no way to check.
So, what then?
So, we must work with what we have. We have all the puzzle pieces.
Now I understand why you dissected the bell rope.
Well, you had to. You gotta find out how it got cut. Crocker's involvement. Crocker is lying. His involvement is clear. He appeared as soon as he heard that I was looking for him, thus signaling his guilt. I know I don't have a beard, Rookery. It's it's good to know these things for, like, 10 years down the road when I'm actually able to grow a decent one. Captain Crocker was aboard the shop on the night of the murder. He was not afraid to confront me. He had a confident demeanor. Well, let's see if it happens. I think it's the other thing, but yeah, I was gonna try to do one of those alternate ending dealies, but let's just go with how it really is.